Still the man. Hello, I'm Anthony Miller. 73 and so much in demand. The sound wizard with the air and a feel for feel-good reggae arrangements. Clive Hunt surviving gunshots and drug addiction, and sought after for his unique skills in the recording studio.
Sometimes I do something in the studio and musician go, and I told him it's like you're writing a poem. But I write a poem with tones.
This year's Reggae Grammy decision, no surprise to Clive Hunt.
Whenever there's a dancehall on the reggae normally get a little bit more consideration, especially if you name Ali.
He's been around the block and back, sight going.
Yeah, it's almost totally gone. I mean, last week I could read the phone, this week I can't see it.
And other bad stuff.
Anthony, me get shot, me get 8 times and me get shot all on my face, see? That's all. Then my nose fly out through my jaw. Jamaica say, wait, now, once you pass from you and say, well, go on, boss. Say, you buy a beer, 2 things, then you ask if you split for Rizla, and then you go from there. So what I learn after that, you say, any youth when I know, and them start beg me 2, 3 times, I say, hey, you have a plan for me.
Added to that, he's a recovering cocaine addict. But after 5 decades, there's no busier bee in reggae arrangement. The go-to guy with an inner ear for the building blocks of a good song, not just churning out beats.
Well, I was a musician from I was 12, trumpet initially, but I was a man into theory. I love musical arrangements. I learned instruments. So even though when I was learning trumpet, I know about the trombone, I know the flute, I know the saxophone, I know what they could do from what they couldn't do. So this kind of naturally made me evolve into being an arranger.
Not many of those around anymore, but that's given Clive Hunt an edge and kept him busy.
I, as an arranger now, I would know, so this song need horns, or it needs a little this from the keyboard, and that sound here, or it needs a flute there, or it needs a little backing vocals here. And it's all a part of intertwining to make the music a little sweeter. So what producers or musicians or people who are making music do nowadays, since the 90s, I say, come on, mainly nowadays, they play a rhythm track based on drum with a little guitar, and then they use call the keyboard player and let him fool around, play a lot of stuff. And actually what he's doing is fooling around, you know. So even if they are great players, they are great keyboard players, but they're not great arrangers. So you know, as a producer, would call a keyboard player and say, add some stuff to that. And some of the stuff will come out great, but it's accident. How I do it? Everything we do have to sound good. You don't have to hit, but it guarantees to sound good. A lot of stuff when you hear there is a whole 10 garbage truckload where didn't make it because they didn't come out good.
From Peter Tosh to the Abyssinians, a lot's come out that's very good indeed. Hunt generous with his time and talent, but not all his input credited. He just shrugs, smiles, and picks up talking about making music that lasts.
One of my favorite local arrangers is Dean Fraser. But he does his rhythm, he has great musicians, and he'll say, hey, man, play this, and then he come on with the horn sections and the backing vocal. That's his specialty. And he just color what was there already. That is not taught in school.
Is it a problem? Is it going to come back to haunt us in terms of making music that will stand the test of time?
I think it's already haunting us. You see, once the music is made good with the good song or the good melody, with every instrumental, it lives for a long, long time. Some of the new stuff which is being made, and most of it, is not made to last.
Even now at 73, Hunt has a childlike quality and seemingly endless energy, usually balancing several projects at the same time, from an album of Police and Sting covers to a project with a dancehall star whose name he asked me not to mention.
I don't even think I grew up yet, you know. My life, I just live, get up, eat breakfast, go to the studio, make fun, make music for music people to be happy, and go back to bed. Suddenly I found out that I was 50. I just stay with the time because the beat doesn't matter to me. It's what you add to the beat.
Hunt's career derailed at its height by drugs. A gathering of musicians in New York, the beginning of a long downward spiral into addiction.
Real superstars now. I can't call them name here, Anthony. I mean, a little joke, Jamaican business, you know. Real rock and rollers. And highest level. Everybody has one of them hand behind them. And after a while, I say, oh, what go on? I want to do? Where on the behind the road? And my brother one hour say, Clive, this way I do. And I say, what that? And him tell me it was the drugs. It was freebase. And anyway, I went to a friend of mine house, our house the night, a man and his wife, and it was 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know the signs of people on drugs. I didn't know how they behave. Anyway, I went and I was telling them the story like I'm telling you now. And the lady, and she said to me, Clive, you didn't try it right. Let me show you. And she come down and hook up her thing and show me try it. You see, when I tried that, it took me 11 years. I moved from here to there. Okay, I was living in the street, in the sidewalk, sleeping on the bus shed. I looked just like a madman sleep on the street, you know. I stopped because I was too coward. I was a coward, I couldn't kill myself. And I was so tough, I just survived. I just work with people just for money for buy drugs.
But people knew the deal. They knew that you were on drugs and they took advantage of you.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I do a whole heap of stuff. I remember I went to Music Mountain in Stone Hill. I just went there to do something and I spent 6 months there. And in that 6 months, I worked on 18 albums. One of the albums was an album with Barry Salmon that Putting Up Resistance came from. And I was the one, I did everything. I was the engineer, I sweep the studio, I cook my caramel porridge, I didn't put sugar in it.
So I never can understand it.
When I tell somebody, the producer, to let's go to Barry's, and he said, Barry's not gonna work for me. I say, let me, you go Barry's. If him see me, he will come. And Barry see me, Barry's was, well, I'm clever in the sink, I go, oop. And I say, oh, I'll go on. I say, come by sit down, I do something with them. Barry's come in the car and start say, in for about 5 minutes, we're driving at the box, and him start say, I never can. He said, Clive, listen to the idea. And I say, let me hear it, huh? And he said, I never can understand it, the way the system go. Anyway, him go like, every time you leave a head from water, here comes somebody will drag it down. And the guy who drive the car was the producer, look at me and go so. And then he asks me after if he see Barry's attack. Let me say, maybe. Because I found Barry's may bring trouble in my life. So he felt. Anyway, we went to the studio, that's all he had. I'm just said, Mr. Continue. I'm gonna set up the drum machine, set up the keyboard, everything, and start do the thing and do this and do that. And the remix, he was the one who really hit. And all on the remix, he did a remix, he just had Sly and to do the drums, do over the drums that I did, and Herbie from Koch did the bass. Everything else here is me did it. I record it and do everything. Me even sing, if you listen good here, I'm singing, Putting Up Resistance. Anyway, I didn't get a penny. You know, like a penny of people draw it. And no music, I can't tell each tune, I mean, not even that off right, you know. But because of the song, I ended up producing 3 albums with Jimmy Cliff, 2 songs for soundtrack for the movie Speed 2, and I ended up producing for Walt Disney. I can see clearly now I composed it with Computer Paul. And I ended up producing maybe about 40 French hits because of that song, because of the song, but not from the song. Until recently, as you know, my publishers decided to just claim a third, and everybody back off and give me a third.
Sometimes the pressure make me feel like color when every sign says no way out.
I was seeing a friend of mine this morning that when I have grocery monies, I still put 80% into me going back to the studio out of it.
Too much stuff to mention that's taking up Clive Hunt's time at present. Let's just say very few music makers in their 70s still so active and sought after. Fewer like Clive Hunt, a boundless free spirit.
Just like when I was, say, 20 and I was working to say any minute one of them songs I would jump out of the box. I know, say, now at 73, I'm still working and knowing, say, one of them songs I would just jump out of the box. And then I said, I don't even have to work if I don't want to. I just work free for everybody.
Got to, you see, I never will understand it, no, the way the system goes.